It's something we do every single day, most of us without even thinking about it. But what if I told you that the simple act of putting one foot in front of the other holds the secret to totally rewiring your body and your mind? Let's dive into the hidden power of just taking a walk.
Think about this for a second. 100,000 beats every single day. Your heart is this incredible engine, just humming along in the background, working nonstop for you. But that constant grind also makes it pretty vulnerable.
So what if the best way to protect that vital engine wasn't some complicated gym routine or a bunch of expensive gear? What if it was something you've literally been doing since you were a toddler? To really get this, we're going to follow one person's story. We're going to see how a single, simple decision to start walking kicks off this amazing chain reaction of transformations from the inside out. So, let's meet Chad. He's a hotel manager, a husband, a dad to 2 kids, and on the surface, his life looks totally normal, totally stable. But underneath all that, a silent problem was about to blow up. And just like that, Chad became one of them, a statistic. He became one of the 805,000 Americans who have a heart attack every year. And listen, this isn't some rare thing we're talking about, it's a full-on crisis hiding in plain sight.
And here's the part that's really terrifying. For 3 out of every 4 people, the heart attack is the very first sign that anything is wrong. It just hits you completely out of the blue. And that is exactly what happened to Chad.
So the doctors, they called it a minor heart attack, but the diagnosis was anything but minor. His arteries had serious blockages. All those years of a mostly sedentary life had basically turned his own heart into a ticking time bomb, and it had just gone off. So after Chad gets out of the hospital, he's handed this whole new list of rules, new medications, a new diet, and the one that kind of made him break out in a cold sweat, exercise. But the doctor's prescription was actually pretty simple. Just start walking. In his head, Chad's thinking, walking? How hard can that be? But oh man, the reality was a huge wake-up call. A simple half-mile walk to the deli left him totally breathless, face red, drenched in sweat. It was a pretty harsh reminder of how little he'd been moving. But here's the fascinating part. Even with all that struggle, something amazing happened. He got back to his office feeling energized and alert, not tired like he usually would in the afternoon. He was getting an instant hit of endorphins, the brain's natural feel-good chemicals that get released during exercise. Of course, the body always pushes back a little, right? That evening, Chad was feeling the burn. We have all been there. It actually has a name, DOMS. It's just the body's way of saying, hey, this is new. It's a sign that your muscles are being challenged and are already starting to adapt. But while Chad was focused on his sore muscles, a much, much deeper transformation was happening, something he couldn't see or even feel. This is really the heart of his recovery. Every single step he took was like a direct counterattack on the problem. Walking forces your blood to pump more efficiently, and it literally teaches the heart to get more power out of every drop of oxygen, which directly lowers his risk of another attack. And the results are just staggering. I mean, look at this number, 19%. Regular walking can slash your risk of coronary heart disease by almost a fifth. This isn't just exercise, people. It's some of the most powerful medicine on the entire planet. But the benefits didn't just stop at his heart. Oh no. Chad started to discover that his daily walks were setting off this whole cascade of positive changes all through his entire body. I mean, the changes were just amazing. He started sleeping better than he had in years. The usual creaks and groans in his knees started to fade away, because that gentle movement was literally feeding nutrients to the cartilage in his joints. And unbelievably, with every step, he was also building stronger bones, fighting off weakness down the road. And then, the tangible results started to pop up. Within just 3 weeks, he'd lost 7 pounds. Each walk was burning about 150 calories. And then there's the immunity boost. When a cold swept through his house, he barely even noticed. That's because regular walking can cut your risk of getting an infection by over 30%.
Okay, so we've covered the heart, the joints, the immune system, but maybe, just maybe, the most impressive benefit of all is the one that protects our most complex organ, the brain.
This is absolutely mind-blowing. A major long-term study found that men who walk just 2 miles a day cut their risk of developing dementia in half. In half. That increased blood flow doesn't just help the heart. It is one of the most powerful ways to future-proof your brain as you get older. So after all this, what's the big lesson from Chad's journey?
It's not about hitting some arbitrary, intimidating number like 10,000 steps. The real secret sauce is just consistency. It's about building a habit that you can actually stick with, day after day.
Chad's story proves it. The hardest part of any journey is just that first step. It doesn't have to be a marathon. It can be a walk to the corner store or just one lap around the block after dinner. It all counts. So the only question left is, what's your first step going to be?